So imagine that you begin losing your vision and it's already hard enough to deal with and you're going through a lot. But then on top of this, you start to see things, but those things that you see are not really there. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that's a little known and it's called Charles Bonnet Syndrome. Before I get started in this video, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Joshua Lucas. I'm a third-year Doctor of Occupational Therapy student, and I'm here to make it easier and help you with the things that you want to do, need to do, and have to do. You may be wondering, what is Charles Bonnet Syndrome, and how does it present itself? In the early 1700s, there was a Swiss philosopher named Charles Bonnet. But he's not the person who this syndrome is named after. It was actually his grandfather who had visual impairments, and he began experiencing these hallucinations. And so Charles Bonnet then coined the term Charles Bonnet Syndrome to describe what his grandfather was going through. With Charles Bonnet Syndrome, the really interesting thing is that a lot of people may think, oh, if I'm seeing things, then something is going on psychologically or mentally. But in this case, it's not that. In fact, it's often because individuals are experiencing some type of visual impairment, causing them to lose a certain amount of vision or even visual field loss. And so our brains are really, really smart. And what our brains want to do is our brains want to replace missing image with something. And so often in Charles Bonnet syndrome, what you can see is variable. However, when people report they do see things, they often report something that has context. Like, for example, if someone is looking outside and there's trees there, some people will say, well, when did they start building that apartment building? Or if they're looking down at their floor in their house, they'll say, well, I see grass. And it's because our brains are just trying to put that missing information there, and it's using past context to fill the void that is missing or the missing visual field. So that is what Charles Bonnet syndrome is. And I think it's really important to ask people about that. The reason why is because this can be really misdiagnosed and misconfused with dementia or other cognitive or mental illnesses, when it's actually a visual cortex and a visual hallucination thing instead of a psychological thing. So if you know somebody that's experiencing visual impairment or vision loss and they're having a difficult time, or even if they're not having a difficult time, ask them if they have ever seen anything. And I know you don't want to come off as intrusive or anything like that, but just say, hey, you can show them this video. Hey, I learned about Charles Bonnet syndrome. And, if you're seeing these things, can we talk about it? And so, because a lot of people, they don't want to talk about it if they are experiencing these hallucinations. And the reason why is because people don't want to be labeled as, having some type of mental episode going on or having some psychological issues. But in fact, it's not that at all. And so it's really important to ask, and it's really important to educate people on Charles Bonnet syndrome as well. And so what you can do to help with this, if you're experiencing it, is always, you're going to want to increase lighting. You always are going to want to talk to your primary healthcare provider. If you have an optometrist, ophthalmologist, whoever's on your healthcare team, let them know that you are experiencing this and talk them through it and talk about it. Just so they can help you with strategies, tips, things so that you can be more aware of it and realize that there's nothing wrong psychologically or mentally, but instead it's just our brains trying to help us out. If you learned something from this video, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm going to be making more videos about visual impairments. If you want to learn about what low vision is, I urge you to just go ahead and click that next video. All right. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.